Hey guys, we're back for another monologue drawn out of a hat. Mon 5. Send it my way. Oh gosh. This is long again. This is too much.
Is it?
I want to pick another one.
Read it and we'll see how it flows.
I have no idea. It sounds like a romantic comedy, but like a dodgy one.
Oh, you got a chance.
Is it from a dodgy romantic comedy? Is this from Sex and the City?
Grey's Anatomy?
With very low stakes. Oh. But no, it wouldn't be Grey's Anatomy. But there was a very similar storyline in Grey's Anatomy where it ended horribly and it was really sad. But similar story. They fell in love and she was all just a mess. To me, it has that kind of vibe. Yeah, I have no clue. I have no clue what this is from. In terms of time frame, given that to me this seems longer than Predestination, I'll just say 40 minutes.
Okay, you're gonna learn this in less than 40 minutes. In 3, 2, 1.
And I'm sharing it with this woman. And Davis came in and brought her balloons. Right, I'm crossing Bolston Street and this moron and we got married at the hospital. We got married the next week. At the hospital. So, my brain is not ready for this. And the front of my jawbone was fractured. Are you finished with that? Oh, that's good.
So, you were starting to tell me how the two of you met.
All right. I'm crossing Bolston Street and this moron doing a right on red plows right into me and then takes off. We never did catch him.
Were you hurt?
Well, my nose was busted, both my cheekbones were cracked, and the front of my jaw was fractured. They had me all taped up like one of those mummies. All you could see were my eyeballs and my lips.
Oh my God.
So I'm in this hospital room and I'm sharing it with this woman who works for an architectural firm. And Davis came in and brought her balloons. He felt sorry for me on account of my being a mummy and gave me one of the balloons. And then the next day he came back to visit me. And then the next, and then the next. It wasn't a come on because he hadn't even seen my face. It was just two people talking, during which came out that I didn't have the insurance to pay for the bill, so he paid for it.
Davis did? How long were you in?
2 weeks.
How could he afford that? He's got all his money in that house.
Well, you know, he's an architect.
Yes, but he's just an associate. It doesn't pay very much.
You know, they promoted him.
He has?
Yeah, they love him over at that place now.
They do?
Yeah, he's kicking big architectural butt. Then he takes me home from the hospital and runs all these errands for me.
All this time, he's never seen your face. You're all still wrapped up? Oh, this is so Davis.
Then one night he kissed me and we started to, well, you know, here I am in this mummy mask, but it was incredible because I could be anyone. My God, I can't tell you how hot that made it. So then he wants to marry me and he hasn't even seen my face. So what he proposes is, which is of course what we did, we decided to get married 2 weeks later at the hospital. When the chaplain said, "You may now kiss the bride," instead of lifting the veil, the doctor unwrapped the gauze and he finally saw me for the first time. And he looked at me and he smiled and then the rest.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
You did it
That was
back.
good.
No, I fucked up lots of times.
Don't make me add the duck noises. This time again, you didn't say firm. you said place.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Which is
as
like...
soon as I said it, I knew I said the wrong
And,
thing.
you know, then the next, then the next.
Yeah,
It was as close as it got, but you kept going, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then there are just other things, but they'll be highlighted.
So many finicky things. Like, I had the story. I had the whole story. If I just used my own words, I had the whole story. But there's so many finicky things, and it's so hard to get all those little tiny words in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the difficulties with dialogue scenes as opposed to monologue is obviously you're working off of somebody else. You're also needing to know their lines as well as your own. And for this piece, the colloquialisms were a little bit finicky to get.
You would have got it in 40 minutes if you used a little bit more improv.
Yeah, I would have, but I guess it just depends on the director. Some directors are keen on improvisation and, you know, molding things to fit your vocabulary more, and others want it to be, you know, exactly as the script, you know. Sometimes it has to be exactly as the script. I mean, you look at people like Aaron Sorkin, it's very specific, so it depends.
You got to see the movie that it's from?
So it's from a movie, it's not a TV show.
Is that hard to believe?
Well, it's going to be a weird movie.
This is the house that Davis built. This is the stranger who's moving into the house that Davis built.
I'm Gwen.
Goldie
his
Hawn.
wife.
Mine's George. I'm his father.
This is Davis, who's just discovered the stranger living in his house.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing? What are you doing here?
To marry a woman whose face you've never seen until your wedding day at the hospital when the doctor removes the gauze?
What is happening?
What?
Steve.
Where do you get these from? Have you seen that movie? Does she want to be with him?
Who says she wants to be with him?
What's that?
She wants his house. Well, it's just got such different context now because obviously it's all full of, it's just BS, but Goldie Hawn is just so beautiful in that whole scene. And she does all the things that, like some of the things that I had thought of, like I don't think I did it in my performance, but she just injects all of this light and shade and color, and she's so good. You just can't help but completely fall in love with her. So yeah, it was really good. I was disappointed that I didn't have the context for the scene to play with it more. Because it's a lie, you can have fun with it more. You can play it up more.
During watching the original scene, you smiled at a moment. What was it?
I don't know, when she was just talking about them having sex. It was almost like she was really indulging in it and almost doing it to kind of make the other woman jealous. And so it was just hilarious because you know she's lying, but she's also like so into it, and it's so like believable but like uncomfortable and embarrassing because you're like, oh my god, you're saying this in front of his ex. And it was quite funny.
Okay.
It's just Goldie.
Would you watch the movie?
Yes, I really want to watch the movie now because it looks funny. And I love Steve Martin, and Goldie Hawn's fabulous. So that's it for another Monologue Dash, number 4. If you've got some recommendations, some film and TV recommendations that you think we should look at to get some material from, comment down below and let us know what that is, and they may be included in the next draws. But other than that, I'll see you next time.